Functional project organization. Now that we've explored the pure project organization and its benefits, let's move on to another common type of project structure, the functional project organization. This structure is different from the pure project organization in several important ways, and understanding how it works will help you determine when it might be the best choice for a project. In a functional project organization, projects are managed within the company's existing functional departments, such as marketing, finance, engineering, and IT. Unlike the pure project organization, where the project team is dedicated entirely to one project, in a functional organization, the project operates within the context of existing departments and resources. Let's break down how this structure works, its advantages, and its potential challenges. What is a functional project organization? In a functional project organization, the project is managed within the existing functional departments of the organization. The key difference from the pure project organization is that the project manager's role is often more coordinative than authoritative. Functional managers, such as the head of the engineering department, the marketing director, or the finance manager, retain control over the resources and personnel within their departments, while the project manager coordinates the work for the project within those departments. The project team is typically made up of people from different functional areas, and these team members still report to their respective functional managers. The project manager helps to ensure that tasks are completed on time and aligns the work of different departments to achieve the project's goals. Key characteristics of functional project organization. Project managed within departments. The project manager works within the functional structure of the company. They coordinate efforts across departments but do not have full authority over the resources or personnel, as the functional managers do. The project team consists of people from different functional areas, such as engineers, designers, and financial analysts. Functional managers have authority. In a functional project organization, functional managers still have control over the resources within their departments. For example, the marketing manager would oversee the marketing team's work on the project, while the engineering manager would oversee the engineers involved. The project manager must work with these functional managers to get resources and make sure that the tasks align with the project goals. Team members report to functional managers. While team members are assigned to the project, they still report to their functional managers for their day-to-day work and performance evaluations. The project manager coordinates the project's objectives but doesn't have direct authority over the team members outside of the project context. Advantages of functional project organization. Now that we know how a functional project organization works, let's look at some of the advantages it offers, particularly when compared to the pure project organization. Clear lines of authority. One major advantage is the clear authority structure. Functional managers have responsibility for their departments, and project team members report to them for regular tasks and performance evaluations. This makes it easier to manage accountability and workload because the lines of authority are well defined. Example: imagine a company like Intel working on a new semiconductor product. The engineering team will report to the engineering manager for their daily tasks, but they'll also work with the project manager to complete the specific project goals. The clear lines of authority between the project manager and the functional managers ensure that everyone knows their role and responsibilities. Resource efficiency. A functional project organization is often more resource efficient than a pure project organization, especially in companies where many projects share common resources. Since the functional managers control the resources within their departments, they can allocate resources to multiple projects, avoiding resource duplication or underutilization. Example: in a large company like Microsoft, the engineering department may be working on multiple projects at once, such as developing new software updates and working on cloud technologies. The functional structure allows them to allocate engineers to the most urgent projects without creating a new team for each individual project, which helps optimize resources across projects. Specialized expertise. Since the project team members remain part of their functional departments, they continue to work within their areas of specialized expertise. This allows the project to benefit from highly skilled professionals without requiring them to shift between multiple projects. Example: in a pharmaceutical company like Pfizer, researchers who are experts in biochemistry or clinical testing continue to focus on their specific area of expertise while contributing to the development of a new drug. The project manager can coordinate their work but doesn't need to micromanage the technical aspects of their contributions. Challenges of functional project organization. While a functional project organization has many advantages, it also presents several challenges that you need to be aware of. Let's look at some of these challenges. Limited authority for project manager. One of the main drawbacks of a functional project organization is that the project manager doesn't have full authority over the project's resources or team members. Since functional managers control the resources within their departments, the project manager often has to negotiate for resources, time, and support. This can create delays or conflicts between departments. Example: suppose Amazon is working on a new warehouse design. The project manager may need to work with the engineering team, but if the engineering department is already busy with other projects, the project manager may have to negotiate for their time. If there is a conflict between departments over who gets priority, it could delay the project. Slow decision-making. Since the project manager does not have complete authority, decision-making can sometimes be slower compared to a pure project organization. The project manager must work with functional managers, which can lead to delays if approvals or coordination are needed from different departments. Example: in a large organization like General Electric, GE, if the marketing team and the production team need to make decisions about a new product launch, the process might take longer because both teams must align their goals and priorities, and the project manager must coordinate with both functional managers. Lack of coordination between departments. Another challenge is that coordination between departments can be difficult, especially if the departments have different priorities or ways of working. The project manager must constantly work to align the work of various teams, which can be time-consuming and challenging. Example: in a company like Procter & Gamble, a project might require coordination between marketing, finance, and R&D departments. If these departments are focused on different tasks or projects, it can be difficult to ensure that everyone works together towards the same project goals. The functional project organization structure is useful in situations where specialized expertise is needed and where resources must be allocated across multiple projects. It contrasts with the pure project organization, where the project team works independently and has full control over resources. As we continue with this lecture, we will look at other structures like the matrix organization, which combines elements of both the functional and pure project organizations to provide more flexibility and resource sharing. Understanding when to use a functional project organization versus a pure project organization or a matrix organization will help you manage projects more effectively based on the project's complexity, resource requirements, and organizational needs. To summarize, the functional project organization offers several advantages, such as clear authority, resource efficiency, and access to specialized expertise. However, it also comes with challenges like limited authority for the project manager and slower decision-making. It's best suited for projects where there's already a well-established department structure, and the work requires deep functional knowledge. In the next section, we'll explore the matrix project organization and how it combines aspects of both functional and project-based structures to provide more flexibility for managing complex projects. Advantages of functional project organization. Now that we've covered the basics of the functional project organization, it's time to focus on the advantages of using this structure for managing projects. As we discussed earlier, a functional project organization works within the existing structure of the organization's functional departments, like marketing, engineering, finance, and so on. In this section, we'll explore why an organization might choose this structure and how it can benefit the project. Let's break down the key advantages of a functional project organization, with examples to help you understand how this structure works in real-world scenarios. 1. Clear lines of authority and responsibility. One of the biggest advantages of a functional project organization is the clear lines of authority. In this structure, the project manager coordinates the work, but the functional managers retain authority over their respective departments and resources. This clear division of responsibility makes it easier to assign tasks, track progress, and ensure accountability. Example. Let's imagine Microsoft is working on a new version of Windows. The project involves software engineers, designers, and marketers, each from different departments. The engineering manager is still responsible for overseeing the engineering team's day-to-day work, while the project manager ensures that the engineering team delivers the specific features required for the new version of Windows. The clear structure of authority helps avoid confusion, as the roles and responsibilities of both the project manager and the functional managers are well defined. Lesson. In a functional project organization, the functional managers have the expertise and authority to make decisions in their areas, while the project manager ensures that the project as a whole moves forward. This makes it easier to manage resources and maintain accountability throughout the project. 2. Efficient use of resources. Another key advantage of the functional project organization is the efficient use of resources. Since the team members remain part of their functional departments, they continue to work on their regular tasks in addition to contributing to the project. This allows organizations to allocate resources to multiple projects without the need to create new, dedicated project teams for each one. Example. In a company like Toyota, the engineering department may be involved in several projects at once, such as developing a new car model and upgrading manufacturing processes. Instead of creating a new team for each project, engineers can work on multiple projects depending on the needs of the company. The functional manager ensures that the team is working efficiently across all tasks, and the project manager coordinates the efforts specific to the car model project. Lesson: a functional project organization helps maximize resource utilization by using existing staff for multiple projects. This is particularly beneficial when the organization has limited resources or when projects require specialized skills from within specific departments. 3. Specialized knowledge and expertise. Since team members stay within their functional departments, the project benefits from their specialized knowledge and expertise. This is particularly useful for projects that require in-depth technical knowledge or expertise in specific areas, such as engineering, design, or finance. Functional managers are experts in their fields, so they can provide high-quality input and make decisions that benefit the project. Example: imagine Pfizer, a pharmaceutical company, working on the development of a new drug. The R&D department, which has specialized scientists and researchers, continues to focus on other projects as well. But for this new drug development, the project manager coordinates with the R&D manager, who ensures the team uses its expertise in drug development to deliver the necessary results. Lesson: in a functional project organization, the project manager can rely on the specialized expertise of functional departments, ensuring that the project benefits from high-quality input and that specialized knowledge is applied effectively. This is particularly useful for technical or scientific projects. 4. Cost-effective for smaller or ongoing projects. A functional project organization can be a cost-effective solution, especially for smaller projects or ongoing projects that don't require full-time, dedicated teams. Since the project team members are also working on other tasks within their departments, the organization does not need to hire additional staff or create a completely separate project team. This makes it a good choice for projects that are less complex or for projects that are part of ongoing operations. Example: if Amazon is launching a new feature on its website, the company may use a functional project organization. The project manager would coordinate with the IT department, the marketing team, and the customer support department, but these teams are still involved in their regular duties. There's no need to build a completely new team just for the project, which helps keep costs down. Lesson: this structure is more cost-effective when the project can be managed within the constraints of the existing departments and teams. If the project is smaller in scale or part of an ongoing operation, using a functional project organization allows the company to save on staffing costs. 5. Enhanced coordination across departments. In a functional project organization, there is better coordination between the project manager and the functional managers. Since the project manager relies on functional managers for resources and input, the structure encourages regular communication and collaboration across departments. This ensures that all aspects of the project are aligned and that any issues or concerns are addressed promptly. Example: in a company like General Electric, GE, a new product development project might require input from the engineering team, marketing team, and finance team. The project manager works closely with the functional managers to ensure that each department's needs are met and that the project is aligned with the company's overall goals. This coordination helps avoid duplication of work or conflicts between departments. Lesson. The functional project organization fosters collaboration and alignment between departments, making it easier to share resources and ensure the project meets its goals. This structure works well when the project involves multiple departments that need to work closely together. The advantages of a functional project organization show why it is a popular choice in many companies. As we saw with the Burj Khalifa and Apollo program, pure project organizations are effective for large, complex projects, but functional project organizations offer cost savings, specialized expertise, and efficient resource use, especially for smaller or ongoing projects. In the next sections of this lecture, we will compare functional project organizations with matrix organizations to understand how they differ and when each structure is best suited for different types of projects. You will also see how these structures interact with the Project Management Office, PMO, which helps support and guide the project management process across different organizational structures. To summarize, the key advantages of the functional project organization are clear lines of authority and responsibility, making it easier to manage resources and tasks. Efficient use of resources, as team members can contribute to multiple projects. Specialized knowledge from functional departments, ensuring high-quality input. Cost effectiveness, especially for smaller or ongoing projects. Enhanced coordination across departments, leading to better alignment of tasks and goals. These advantages make the functional project organization a great choice when the project requires expertise, resource efficiency, and collaboration across departments. Let's now move on to the next section, where we'll explore the challenges of the functional project organization and when it may not be the best choice for a project. Disadvantages of functional project organization. Now that we've covered the advantages of the functional project organization, it's important to understand that no project structure is without its challenges. In this section, we'll look at the disadvantages of the functional project organization, what makes it less ideal for certain projects and situations. While the functional structure can be very efficient for certain types of projects, it also has some significant limitations that can affect the project's success. Let's break down the main disadvantages and explore how these challenges can impact the overall project. 1. Limited authority for the project manager. One of the main drawbacks of the functional project organization is that the project manager has limited authority. In this structure, the project manager's role is more about coordination than decision-making. They don't have control over the resources or personnel. They must rely on functional managers to allocate these resources. This limited authority can slow down decision-making and make it harder to move the project forward quickly. Example. Imagine Apple is developing a new iPhone model. The project manager must coordinate with different departments like engineering, marketing, and manufacturing to ensure everything is on track. However, since the engineering manager controls the resources and personnel in the engineering department, the project manager has to negotiate with them for time and resources. If the engineering team is already busy with other projects, it could delay the progress of the iPhone development. Lesson. In a functional project organization, the project manager has less decision-making power, which can create delays if departments have conflicting priorities. This can be a particular issue if the project requires resources or attention from departments that are not fully dedicated to it. 2. Slow decision-making and coordination challenges. Since the project manager doesn't have full control over resources, decisions often need to be made in consultation with functional managers. This can lead to slower decision-making, especially if functional managers have competing priorities or are not aligned with the project's goals. This can be especially problematic in fast-paced projects that require quick, timely actions to stay on track. Example: let's say Toyota is developing a new car model. The project manager needs both design input from the design team and engineering expertise from the engineering team. However, if the design team is already working on another car project, the project manager has to wait for the functional manager's approval to release resources, which can delay key decisions like finalizing the car's design or testing new components. Lesson: in functional project organizations, decision-making can be slow because the project manager must rely on functional managers for resources and approvals. This lack of autonomy can delay the project, particularly when quick decisions are necessary to resolve issues or move the project forward. 3. Conflict between departments. Another disadvantage of a functional project organization is the potential for conflict between departments. Since team members are assigned to projects but still report to their functional managers, there may be competition for resources, time, or attention. Functional managers may prioritize their ongoing work and existing responsibilities over the needs of the project, which can create tension between departments. Example: in a company like General Electric, GE, different departments such as engineering, finance, and marketing might be working on different projects at the same time. If the project manager needs urgent input or resources from the engineering team, but the engineering manager is focused on another project, this can create a conflict of priorities. The engineering team may be unwilling or unable to dedicate the resources needed for the project, which could cause delays. Lesson: the conflict between departments is a common issue in functional project organizations. Prioritizing competing projects and managing resource allocation between departments can create delays and strain relationships between teams. This can be especially challenging in large organizations where each department has its own goals and priorities. 4. Risk of poor communication between departments. In a functional project organization, departments work relatively independently. While the project manager is responsible for coordinating between departments, there is still a risk of poor communication between them. This can lead to misunderstandings, missed deadlines, or issues being overlooked because departments may not be aligned on the project's objectives or timeline. Example: imagine a company like Pfizer working on the development of a new drug. The research team needs to collaborate closely with the regulatory team to ensure that the drug complies with all necessary regulations. However, if communication is poor, the research team might move forward with testing or development that doesn't meet regulatory requirements, causing delays or additional work. Lesson: in a functional project organization, since departments are working somewhat independently, there's a higher risk of miscommunication. This can affect the project's ability to stay on track and meet deadlines, especially if there is a lack of cross-departmental coordination. 5. Limited project focus for team members. In a functional project organization, team members are still responsible for their regular tasks in addition to their project responsibilities. This can result in limited focus on the project, as team members may divide their attention between the project and their regular departmental duties. This division of attention can lead to slower progress or less attention to detail. Example: let's consider Amazon launching a new feature on its website. The software engineers working on the project may also have to deal with ongoing support for other parts of the website. This divided focus can lead to slower development of the new feature, as engineers might be balancing multiple priorities at once, instead of dedicating all their time to the project. Lesson: the multitasking required in a functional project organization can reduce team members' ability to focus on the project. This can lead to delays or lower quality work, especially if the team members' other departmental responsibilities take priority. So far, we've discussed the functional project organization in detail, examining its advantages and disadvantages. As you can see, this structure works well when the project can be managed within the existing departmental framework and when specialized expertise is needed. However, it also comes with challenges such as slow decision-making, limited authority for the project manager, and potential conflicts between departments. In the next section, we will compare the functional project organization with the matrix project organization, which seeks to address some of these limitations by combining the strengths of both functional and project-based structures. To summarize, the main disadvantages of the functional project organization include limited authority for the project manager, leading to slower decision-making. Slow decision-making and coordination challenges due to reliance on functional managers. Conflict between departments as they prioritize their own goals over the project's. Poor communication between departments, which can result in misunderstandings or missed deadlines. Limited focus for team members who are working on multiple tasks in different departments. These disadvantages show that while the functional project organization can be efficient for certain types of projects, it might not be suitable for projects that require rapid decisions, flexibility, or full-time focus from the team. Let's now move on to explore the matrix project organization, which offers a different approach to managing projects. Key diagram: functional project organization structure. In this section, we're going to take a look at a key diagram that illustrates the structure of a functional project organization. Understanding this diagram will help you visualize how this type of structure works in practice and how it compares to other project management structures, such as the pure project organization. This diagram shows the relationship between the project manager, functional managers, and team members within the context of a functional project organization. We'll break it down step by step to help you understand the roles, responsibilities, and authority in a functional structure. Overview of the diagram. The diagram shows a typical functional project organization and how authority and responsibilities are distributed. Let's identify the key components and understand their relationships. Project manager. In the diagram, you'll see a project manager at the center or top of the structure, responsible for coordinating the project. However, as we discussed earlier, the project manager doesn't have full control over the resources or personnel. Instead, they work with functional managers to ensure that the project moves forward. Example: let's say Pfizer is developing a new drug. The project manager oversees the entire project, ensuring all activities are aligned with the goal of bringing the drug to market. However, they don't directly control the research scientists, clinical trial teams, or manufacturing staff. Instead, the project manager coordinates with each functional department to ensure the work is completed on time. Functional managers. The functional managers are shown in the diagram as leaders of different functional departments such as R&D, marketing, engineering, and finance. They have full authority over their department's resources and personnel. The project manager must rely on these functional managers to allocate resources and ensure their team members are working on the project. Example: in the case of Pfizer's vaccine development, the clinical trials manager controls the team of medical professionals conducting the trials, while the R&D manager controls the scientists working on vaccine formulation. The project manager coordinates between these departments but has limited authority over the resources. Team members. The team members in a functional project organization typically come from various functional areas and remain under the authority of their functional managers. These individuals work on the project but report to their functional manager for daily tasks, performance evaluations, and career development. In other words, their roles within the project are temporary assignments alongside their regular responsibilities. Example: in a company like General Electric, GE, engineers, marketers, and finance professionals may be part of the project team, but they continue to report to their engineering, marketing, or finance managers, respectively. They contribute to the project but also have other ongoing responsibilities within their departments. How the functional project organization works. Now that we've identified the key components of the diagram, let's discuss how the structure functions. Limited authority for project manager. The project manager in this structure coordinates the overall project but doesn't have control over the team members or resources. They must work with the functional managers to get the resources needed for the project and to keep the work on track. The project manager's job is to ensure alignment between departments and to keep the project moving forward. Example: in Pfizer's vaccine development, the project manager ensures that the R&D department, the clinical trials team, and the regulatory team are working together efficiently. However, the project manager needs to coordinate with each department's functional manager to get the necessary resources, like research scientists, test subjects for clinical trials, and approval from regulators. Coordination across departments. Since team members report to their functional managers, it's the project manager's job to ensure that the work being done across these different departments is well coordinated. The project manager may call meetings to discuss the project's progress, identify challenges, and ensure the functional managers are prioritizing the project when needed. Example: let's consider Boeing working on a new airplane model. The engineering manager focuses on the technical design, while the marketing manager focuses on how to position the airplane in the market. The project manager makes sure that the work done by both departments is aligned, ensuring that the engineers are designing a product that can meet market demands and that the marketing team has the correct specifications for promotional material. Resource allocation by functional managers. The functional managers control the resources, including personnel, budget, and equipment, within their departments. The project manager must negotiate with these managers to get the resources needed for the project. This can sometimes lead to delays if other projects are competing for the same resources. Example: if General Electric is working on multiple projects, such as upgrading its energy infrastructure and launching a new industrial product, the engineering manager might have to allocate engineers to both projects. The project manager will need to coordinate with the engineering manager to ensure that enough engineers are available for the product launch project, which might cause delays if resources are spread too thin. Benefits and challenges highlighted by the diagram. From the diagram, we can see both the advantages and challenges of the functional project organization structure. Advantages: specialized expertise. Each department brings its own specialized knowledge, ensuring that tasks are handled by experts. Clear authority. Since functional managers retain control over their departments, there is clear responsibility for resources and work output. Resource efficiency. Functional departments can allocate resources to multiple projects, making the structure resource efficient, especially when departments share resources across projects. Challenges: slow decision-making. The project manager has limited authority, which can slow down decisions if coordination between departments is needed. Coordination issues. Since team members report to their functional managers, coordinating efforts across departments requires constant communication to ensure the project stays on track. Resource allocation conflicts. If multiple projects are using the same resources, there may be conflicts between departments about which project takes priority. This diagram helps reinforce the concepts we've discussed about the functional project organization. We've learned that the project manager plays a coordinating role, while functional managers retain control over resources and personnel. This setup works well when projects require specialized knowledge from different functional areas and when the company can benefit from efficient use of shared resources. As we move on to the next part of the lecture, we will compare this structure with others, such as the matrix project organization, which tries to combine the strengths of both functional and project-based structures. This comparison will help us understand how the functional project organization fits into the broader landscape of project management and when it's the most effective choice. To summarize, this diagram shows how the functional project organization is structured, with functional managers controlling resources in their departments, the project manager coordinating across departments, and team members contributing their specialized knowledge. While this structure offers clear advantages in terms of specialized expertise and resource efficiency, it can also create challenges related to slow decision-making and coordination. Next, we will compare the functional project organization with the matrix project organization to see how they differ in terms of decision-making, authority, and resource allocation.